Hi, welcome. If you're here, you're probably lying awake when you wish you weren't. So let's make a small deal. Don't fight sleep tonight. Just get comfortable. Adjust your pillows. Tuck yourself in. Let your shoulders sink and let your jaws unclench a little. And if sleep comes while I talk, let it take you. That's an absolute win. But if you're one of those stubborn insomniacs whose brain refuses to stop running, then let's gently redirect it. Instead of replaying old conversations, cringing about things you said in 2017, spiraling into existential dread, let's lend your mind a story to hold for a while. Something outside you, but still human enough to feel familiar. So breathe, be here. Let the world slow down for a moment. Tonight, I want to tell you a story that feels safe at first, but like most things in life, what looks harmless can carry something quietly unsettling underneath. If you're ready, let's begin. The story begins in a quaint little village, the kind you drive past and forget within 5 minutes. It sits under a warm summer sky. Everything feels ordinary, familiar, safe. Children are seen running around, laughing, their pockets full of smooth stones they picked up along the way. Parents gather and greet one another like they always do, in that polite village way, smiling with a sort of friendliness you only see when people have known each other all their lives. It's a special day, a traditional day, a day that happens every year without question, the lottery. Nobody remembers when it started. Nobody really knows why it exists. But it always has, so it must always continue. At the center of the village square, there's a shabby black wooden box. It's older than anyone there. Older than the houses, older than the people who died, older than the people yet to be born. Inside the box is a stack of little folded slips of paper. Most of them are blank. One of them is not. Meanwhile, among the crowd, there are whispers of how the neighboring villages are beginning to stop doing this lottery altogether. And an old man scoffs and shakes his head, saying, "People these days want to change everything, give up all the old ways. Next thing you know, they wouldn't want to work, wouldn't want to obey, wouldn't want to do anything. They'll drag us all back to caves." There are some laughs and nods in agreement among the crowd. Families begin to gather around. Names are called. Hands reach in, grab a slip, and hold it tight. Nobody speaks while this happens. Nobody moves too much. Nobody jokes anymore. Then slowly, carefully, everyone opens their paper. Blank, 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 except one. A woman, Tessie. She laughs nervously at first. "Oh, come on," she says, like this is some silly mistake. She insists it isn't fair. She insists something went wrong. But rules are rules. Traditions is tradition. And the village has always done it this way. The crowd shifts. People step back. Stones. The same stones that the children collected like treasure are now lifted with quiet, practiced hands to stone her to death. Even people who loved her, even people she loved, and in a moment that nobody will ever speak about, and somehow will always never question. The lottery ends. The villagers go back home, they make dinner, they wash clothes, they talk about the weather, school, crops, and groceries. Life continues, because it always does. Let's sit with this story for a moment. The strangest thing about this village isn't that they kill someone. It's that they do it calmly, comfortably, almost proudly. No one is foaming with rage. No one is acting out of uncontrollable hatred. They genuinely believe this is the right thing to do. And that's what makes it terrifying. In psychology, there's a term for this: moral rationalization. The way human mind twists itself into knots to make something harmful feel acceptable, necessary, even good. We don't like to see ourselves as cruel. So instead of changing our actions, we change our story. This keeps the town safe. This is tradition. This is how it has always been. If we stop, things will fall apart. Good people do this. I'm a good person, so this must be good. And slowly, violence starts to sound like responsibility. Cruelty starts to sound like duty. Barbarism starts to dress itself as civilization. That old man in the village, the one who mocks change and calls progress regression, he isn't just being stubborn. He's defending the story that protects his conscience. Because if the ritual is wrong, then all the years he supported it become unbearable. So instead, the story must remain right. And maybe that's the real horror Shirley Jackson is pointing at. Most evil in the world doesn't come from monsters. It comes from ordinary people with tidy justifications. People who would rather wound reality than wound their beliefs that they are moral. So instead of asking, how could they do this? Perhaps the real question is, how often do we do the same? On smaller scales, on quieter scales, socially accepted scales, and call it normal, necessary, or just the way things are. Something to think about if you're still awake. And if sleep hasn't taken you yet, let the day loosen its grip on you a little more. You've wandered through a village tonight, watched something uncomfortable unfold, and somehow your heart is still here, beating, thinking, questioning. That's not nothing. So whenever life feels strange or overwhelming or quietly unsettling, remember this. The fact that you're able to pause, to reflect, to notice, already puts you on a very different path than the people in that little square. For now, though, you don't have to figure the world out. You don't have to solve anything. Just rest. I'll be here again with another story, another thought, another place for your mind to wander without hurting itself. Until then, be kind to your head. Be gentle with your heart. Good night. Sleep if you can. And if not, at least you're not alone here. Until we meet again.